is mine.
Hey guys, this is Guts here, bringing you another video. This one is going to be a quick summary on 7.20. I'm not going to go over every single aspect, and I'm most likely not going to go over the items because they're all pretty much passive items. Phase boots I'll kind of cover, but other than that, I'm going to ignore it. I'm just going over the things that I think stand out the most of this patch, so that if you're at work and you aren't able to get to a computer and play Dota yet, you'll have a general understanding of what to expect when you start playing your pubs. So consider this a very brief summary of 7.20. The first hero we're going to look at is Jug. First I'll cover phase boots though. It now lets you go through units when you target somebody, melee or ranged, have different speed aspects, and you also turn quicker and stuff. As you can see here, you can see the trail that's activating. It's just passive. But if there's a unit in front of me, which I'll spawn just to show you, then I will have no problem going through him to kill the enemy.
It's an honor.
As you can see there. So we'll just put him aside. The main thing with Jug though is his ult got changed. So this is what his regular ult looks like. Pretty normal, right? But now it's attacks. So if you have modified attacks, you'll notice it, and you could do stuff now in between. We'll do free spells. I'm also going to refresh. And watch what it does now with a bunch of moon shards. It's probably the most visually, aesthetically changed ability of this update, so I really like that. But let's move on to the next hero. So Night Stalker will be next. His ult now turns to nighttime. You get to fly over objects. You also are just a beast now. You increase stuff. And you have your AoE silence. So that's Night Stalker. Next one is Magnus. His skewer now brings you in towards it, which is really cool, especially if you have a scepter to make it come back. PA. I really like PA's more, because now it does what its passive used to be until you get close enough to a unit, and then you appear. So you're not in this. It's just like a smoke.
Yes.
So they can't see you on the minimap. But the thing is, you could attack units while you're in this, and it doesn't break. So that's pretty
sneaky,
pretty broken in my opinion. I think this is really gonna bring PA. I think PA is gonna get main scene because of this. Luna has more damage, so she'll probably become pro scene.
I'm but a shadow.
But there's nothing new aesthetically pleasing about Luna. Huskar's Q brings back the 4 protect 1 factor, or 1 versus 5 factor, where you have an AoE disarm pushback that does damage. That's just pretty broken in my opinion. So we'll see what Huskar's like now. What other heroes do we have? Let's make sure I don't miss anyone. Press the attack now applies after Legion wins a duel, so that's really cool because usually Legion's taking a massive beating otherwise. Omni now has a amplified, or no, basically you can now heal while using repel. And what they did with a lot of abilities is they've reworked them, so they still do the same thing, but they kind of added a twist to it, like damage over time or something. And I think in most cases it's a net benefactor, but it's rather than an instant kind of thing that's just this is an absolute ability, it now has to take effect, is what I've noticed with a lot of heroes. Kind of like with Slardar's 4 attacks equals a bash kind of thing. That's what I'm talking about. Tuskar makes physical attacks do more damage if you were to punch people, but it's a teammate thing, so that's kind of cool. Bounty Hunter now getting gold from Janata is really cool.
Yes.
That's just it. It seems really broken. I feel like we might see some Bounty Hunter carries, which is going to be funny. Animage with the spell shield. Pretty much the same thing, except for now, boom, you could block. You lose your scepter for this, but that's still pretty cool. We'll see it with Atos here. Block and send it back to them. So that's cool. Everything's cool. You know, everything's cool and hip, bro. Clanks' ult is very, very cool. Very cool, by the way.
That'll help you keep an eye on things.
It's got a long range cast, so you can cast it from anywhere just as well because it takes forever for the little dudes to summon. I'm gonna send it down here so that this guy doesn't get hit. They also have your regular attacks and searing arrows. So they mean serious business. And they have a decent duration, but you can't control them.
I'm on fire.
All magic
Sniper. Where are you, sniper? Oh, you're down here. Let me just make sure there's other people. They made Carrie Naga bigger with now her tidal wave activating upon attacks, which is cool. We've already seen Juggernaut. I think Void's going to be seen more with his attacks. Is like, what's that called? Like his Echo Saber effect. I think that's a little busted, but we'll see how that goes. Sniper now has an extended range. Now, I don't think this is double the range like it says. We'll level him up to max. But you basically activate it and your next attack is double range. But I don't think that's true. So here's his regular range. We'll go back a bit. Right there, okay? So we'll buy an item. We'll just drop it to indicate the regular range. But if I go back further and I activate this, it's not actually double. It's kind of like a little bit extra, like 3/4. So I'll activate it. Look at that. That's not double. Someone tell me that's double. It's not. It's just a little bit extra. Double attack range bonus. Okay, so it's just the bonus you get. So your regular attack is like that, then you get the bonus. You get double the bonus. That makes sense. Troll Warlords is probably one of the coolest with your ultimate. Forces you to attack the closest opponent. You cannot die, and you get lifesteal, attack speed, and movement speed. So we've got a rapier. Let's get another rapier because we want to kill this troll very fast. We're not so much worried about the other stuff. So we'll attack. Okay, so troll's supposed to be dead, but he's not dying until this duration is done. Alright. Pretty freaking broken, if you ask me. Coddles, very cool. Coddles is extremely cool. I love Coddle.
Good luck out there.
And now I love him even more. People say it's a nerf to him. I don't think this is a nerf. Blinding Light, level... Imagine, level 1 Blinding Light. That's going to be in some highlight videos on YouTube in terms of pro games. But his ult is what makes it cool. We're just going to get another Moon Shard on this guy to show you the effectiveness of his ultimate. We don't really need this. Oh, right. Can't drop. Let's do it that way. Okay. So, going to use the ult. Hypnotizes them whenever it turns golden. Whenever it shines. Draws them in slightly. Flickers 5 times, then disappears. But you can kill this. Sniper's really, obviously, a good counter because you could attack it outside the range. But... takes a bunch of attacks, but it does die. Dazzle. Nothing really fancy about his. Except for the fact that, check out his armor, 9 armor. Every time you cast an ability, armor goes decreased based off of the range of this. Cast a bunch. Alright, he's losing a lot of armor. Every enemy is losing a lot of armor. Dazzle's going to be a very... Dazzle Huskar is pretty much coming back into this game, boys. That's basically the gist of that summary. Lich got a bunch of changes, but they're kind of the same thing. Mostly his, this is the same. Except for it just freezes whenever you're walking by people, which is pretty cool. But I do like the fact that he can basically call people to come to him. Just very nice. You know, just slow him. But it's channeled, right? You have the channel. You can't just resist the move. Really cool. I think it's cool. I think they should have left the old icon for it because it kind of had his eyes glowing, and it kind like look his eyes are glowing. So, but that's another story. Lion getting damage whenever he kills people with finger. It seems broken. It will be in pubs, but in pro scene not much. It just scales him a bit better in the pro scene because the only time a lion's gonna be taking kills with ult is, mind you, it has like a 3-second duration afterwards to apply the damage steal or the damage increase. But In late game team fights, when you're just trying to kill the enemies as soon as possible, that's the only time you're going to see it in pro games. And at that point, it's not really going to matter that much. But it is decent, 50 damage, so it's just a nice little extra scale. CM not being able to stop TPs is kind of interesting, whereas Puck's ult now does, and Slark's leash now does. That's kind of cool. Chen. Don't really need to show Chen, but might as well do it.
Knight of the Faith.
Oh, that's going to kill him. Let's drop these rather than killing him.
Yes.
Alright. So over time, increases, level up to max. Amplifies the Hand of God.
The Inquisitor has arrived.
I like the new Enfeeble, but I'm not going to show it. Rubik's basically is the same thing. And that's pretty much it. I'm sure I missed some heroes that are significant that I should be showing you, but I'm not going to bother. I just want to make this short and brief so you now know a few of them. Any that I do miss that I feel are really important, I'll put in the description. And like I said, items, you're going to worry about yourself. The map change, you're going to worry about yourself. I do like the teleport they added. I actually suggested that to them. Obviously, it's been suggested for years, but I think my suggestion, which was pretty formal towards them, and I know they saw it for sure, might have had an influence on this. I also suggested Scepter have its own slot, and every hero has Scepter. And there was another one I suggested. Was it Wards or Smoke? I can't remember. Either way, TP always interfered with items, and it was a really unnecessary thing. So I'm glad they did this with Teleport Scrolls. Other than that, I will see you next time, folks.